You found some jewelry that you want to resell, but you're just not quite sure that you're getting the pictures right. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some easy ways to take photos of jewelry. And if you're interested, this is a part of a much larger video that I've got that shares with you the top 10 questions I get about starting to resell jewelry, which I will link up here if you're interested in seeing the entire video to give you all sorts of different tips to getting started with selling jewelry online. So next question I get a lot is, how do I photograph jewelry to make it look good? And you can go as far as buying all this fancy schmancy equipment, but you don't have to. I started with nothing. For years and years and years, I prided myself on not spending any money to sell things. If you've got a smartphone with a camera, these cameras are fantastic. I would say when you set this up, when you go to your camera settings, if you have an iPhone like I do, but I know other phones as well, you can adjust the camera settings. If you've got a phone like this, my suggestion to you is right down here, there's a way to, as you can see, the camera is like rectangular. On eBay and Etsy, the photos are square. So if you select the ratio, there's a way to make it square. And that way, when you are taking your photos, once you're trying to put them into eBay and Etsy, you don't have to go back and crop them and make them square. Another thing that I do is that if you hold the screen down, if you press down with your finger, a little box will pop up with the sun. And here, let's look at my little birdie here on my desk. So if you tap and there's the sun, if you slide it up, it will automatically brighten up your picture. So let's say your lighting isn't the best, but you want your pictures to be bright and sunny. So you can do that, and then you've got your picture ready to be taken. This over here is bothering me because I can see a shadow, so I'm going to move that out of the way. But I mean, look, all I've got here is my table and my piece of jewelry, and I can take a picture just like that, and it looks pretty good. I mean, I've got a nice picture. Flip it over, make sure I get the back side of it, and there we go. Another thing that I would make sure if I'm taking pictures of my jewelry like this is that if there are any flaws, let's say scratches or wear, little bonus hair there, then I want to make sure that I have captured that. Let's say there were missing stones, then I would want to make sure that I captured that in my picture too. I don't think I brightened that one up. There's a way to make it stay to the brightness that you want, but I don't have that set up right now. And then if there are any maker's marks, then you'll want to make sure you capture those as well. Another thing I make sure that I have in my photos is I will make sure that I've got a picture with the measurements. Take that picture there, because some people like to see it next to the ruler. Even if you put in the description, it's 3 inches. It's a visual, like that picture's worth 1,000 words. Being able to see exactly, what does that look like? I don't know. Some people will throw a penny in there for size comparison so that people can really make that connection to how big something actually is. Another thing I like to make sure I do, for example, I've got this piece of jewelry. I will make sure that I have taken a picture of, let's say it's a pendant like this one. I'll make sure that I've got a picture of the pendant itself. I want to make sure that I've got a picture of the length of the chain. This one, I will obviously take the tag off of that, but I want to make sure that I've got a picture of the full chain, and I will also take a picture of it with the measuring tape. And as you can see, I don't have a fancy measuring tape. This is just one that I got at a garage sale. That's one of my always buys at garage sales, estate sales. I get scissors and measuring tapes. What else? Things of that nature, because they always go missing in my house. So I'll make sure I get a measurement of the full chain. Sometimes I'll just take a picture of how long it is at this point, but a full picture here, pardon my messy desk. And let's say that I don't like that my picture has turned out sideways like this, but that was just the best angle I could get for my photo. I can always edit it here, rotate my picture so that it's upright. And for example, again, let's say I forgot to brighten my picture. Well, I can do that here on my phone as well. by coming here and brightening my exposure up so that it looks a little bit better. Another thing that I'll want to make sure that I get is any marks. So if this has a mark on it saying 925, which I can see right there, then I will take a picture of that. A good rule of thumb is to try to not have your hands in the photos. I really try not to, but there are times, for example, with this pendant, there are pieces of amber that are so pretty that when you hold them up to the light, it captures the piece differently than when it's laying flat. It's sort of flat and dull like so. But when you've got it with the light shining through it, it looks so much prettier. You could either, make sure your nails look clean and nice, because you'll get comments, believe me, or just hold it up close where, sorry, it's a little wobbly, where you can see through the light the best you can. Let me try to hold it the other way, or hold it by the chain. Maybe if I do it like that and lean it against the table so that my fingers are not involved, then you can get a nice picture of the light shining through. That's not the best picture. So sometimes you have to take a couple to make it work, like so. There we go. And just hold your phone and up close, zoom it in on your phone, because if you do that with your fingers, spread them apart like that, you can zoom in. But now I've gotten a picture of the maker's mark, or the 925, and the features of the pendant. Another question I get as far as photographing and prepping your jewelry to sell is, do I clean my jewelry? And the answer is it depends. So this piece I probably won't clean. It came out of a jewelry bag. It doesn't feel grimy or gross. There's nothing on it that I can see. And so I'll just list it like this. Sometimes you'll get lots of jewelry where they feel kind of grimy and gross. And I'll just take a damp cloth and wipe over them, depending on what the material is. But for the most part, it's all fine. And then when it comes to tarnished pieces like this, I will not shine this up. I don't think it will benefit to shine this up, because there are people that really like this tarnished look. And it's, as I say, a lot easier to get it off than to get the tarnish on. It takes time and a while for it to get all tarnished up again. And if someone likes it like that, then having it all shiny might take away. So if somebody wants it shiny, they can get it and shine it up themselves, which is fine with me. I will say though, if sometimes it's so tarnished it's almost black, at that point I will take the time to shine something up. So there's that. I will also say that on pieces like this, I will also take a picture of the clasp, especially if there are marks on the clasp, like the maker's mark, or if it's sterling silver 925, things like that. I'll take a picture of that as well. One last thing about taking photos of jewelry, if you've got a piece that's super shiny, or maybe you've got a piece that you need to hang it on a mannequin or something, there are photo boxes. This is a little pop-up one, I have it upside down, that you can use, because sometimes when you've got a shiny piece like this and the light, you've got a light, just a regular light bulb or something like that, and it's hard to get that picture and it's just not capturing it because the light is so harsh, then having a little pop-up box like this can be really helpful. It's not necessary, but because there's ways to diffuse the light to keep that from happening. But this is one option that you could do, is get one of these little light pop-up boxes. I'll link this one down below. And they have them all sizes, big, small. And I know a lot of people use mannequins, or those little jewelry forms. I have used them in the past, but a lot of times I just flat lay the piece, and I haven't found that I'm really needing the mannequin or the jewelry forms, things like that. Some people prefer that, some people don't, and it's just totally up to you. If you enjoyed this video in any way, please go down there, leave a comment and like, because it helps my channel and it helps YouTube get my videos pushed out to more people that can use this information. And I am sending you the best wishes in the whole wide world for your journey. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.